Hello to you all. We are Viva Max Group and we are reporting about substance abuse among adults in downtown Toronto. The growing issue of substance abuse among adults, especially noticeable in downtown Toronto, has alarmingly risen as a critical public health concern. Downtown Toronto, characterized by its dynamic urban life, diverse population, and bustling communities, faces severe challenges related to addiction. These challenges are varied and include a significant surge in opioid abuse, alarming high rates of alcoholism, and an increasingly concerning trend in misuse of prescription and medication. Why substance abuse among adults in downtown Toronto? Substance abuse among adults in downtown Toronto has a significant impact on public health safety and overall quality of life. And here are some parameters regarding those vulnerable groups: geographical boundaries, demographics, socio-economic factors, healthcare access. In May 2024, the City of Toronto disclosed alarming data highlighting a significant public health issue. Paramedics responded to an overwhelming number of emergency calls related to opioid overdose, emphasizing a dire need for comprehensive intervention strategies. Such figures starkly surpassed the average monthly response rates previously seen, underscoring a growing crisis within a community that urgently call for attention and action.
What are the community assessments to be used? First is the problem or health issue based assessment. It analyzes the substance misuse and creates interventions and policies. Second is the population focused assessment that provides a comprehensive summary of the factors influencing adult health and well being. It enables community wide interventions as well. Lastly, is the setting specific assessment. It provides an in-depth insights in the complexities of substance abuse in diverse settings with downtown Toronto. Why are we using these assessments? Understanding substance abuse among adults in downtown Toronto requires three types of assessments. These assessments ensure a holistic approach, integrating detailed issue specific analysis with broader population perspective and contextual understanding, ultimately leading to more effective strategies to combat substance abuse. Here are the important access or sources. First is the Toronto Public Health, which is dedicated to gathering comprehensive health reports and ensuring the relevance of data related to substance abuse in the Toronto area. Second is the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, that serve as the leading source of insights and detailed information on various aspects of substance abuse, including treatment options and research findings. Third is the Public Health Ontario, which focuses on the understanding and effectiveness and health implications of public health measures. Lastly is the Community Health Nurses of Canada, which is specialized in identifying and promoting best practices for preventing substance abuse, contributing to the development of effective strategies to address this critical public health concern.
What's going on in this vulnerable group? The City of Toronto reports that substance use has risen amid the COVID 19 pandemic, exacerbating existing health inequalities. There is an increasing demand of mental health service, resulting in longer wait times for those requiring assistance. Moreover, Toronto is grappling with the severe drug toxicity crisis stemming from an unsafe and unregulated drug market. This crisis is confounded by a range of social and health inequalities, including lack of affordable housing, poverty, trauma, chronic pain, and significant obstacles to healthcare access. Strengths and challenges of City of Toronto. Toronto has implemented our Health or City strategy to address substance abuse, focusing on mental health, substance use, harm reduction, and treatment. The plan involves collaboration within the community and includes various harm reduction services, such as urgent public health need sites. Challenges: Toronto is struggling with substance abuse issues, including a rise in opioid related overdose death due to endangering drug supply. Strategies to address these challenges include the Toronto Overdose Action Plan and urgent public health needs. Toronto population is also experiencing decreased mental well-being exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. Social and healthcare disparities such as lack of affordable housing, poverty, traumatic experience, and barriers to accessing healthcare are worsening the substance abuse crisis in the city.
What are the organizations or services to help them? First is the community health centers. Second is Canadian Mental Health Association. Third is harm reduction programs. And lastly, hospitals and clinics. Who are the gatekeepers and stakeholders? Toronto has a plan to help people struggling with drug problems. Different groups, such as the city government, public health, and community organizations, are working together to help. They want to ensure people get the support they needed to get better. Doctors and nurses are also by taking care of people who are struggling. Families and communities are also working together to support those need help. Homeless people are left out. Homeless women and men often have mental health and behavior problems. They also usually need help with drug and alcohol issues. Substance abuse is a big problem or for homeless people. They are also more likely to die from violence like murder or suicide than people who have homes.
How will you help them? Remember that some people have difficulty joining regular surveys and focus groups. We need unique ways to include them. Surveys might miss people who move around a lot or don't have a home. To find them, we can use special vans, go out to the streets, and make places where they can drop in. People with immense feelings might not talk much or not trust surveys. If we include doctors and friends to help, they might join. Private talks can help them feel safe. If we work with groups that people trust, we can make friends in those groups.
Strength and limitations of community assessment and other strategies to use. We can learn a lot about how to help people with substance abuse problems by using both old and new ways of figuring things out. Each way has good and bad things about it, but if we use a mixed ways that are made for the specific problems these people have, we can understand things better. This helps us ensure everyone's idea are heard when we plan to help them with this additional strategy of use data, technology, and community forums. Improving support for those struggling with substance abuse involves enhancing access to treatment facilities and resources for all, regardless of financial status, and implementing education and prevention programs with schools, communities, and workplaces. It's essential to respect individuals' decision making in their treatment journey while carefully handling their private information, ensuring it's shared only with their consent. This approach not only aids in recovery but also the prevention of substance abuse, striking a balance between autonomy and informed assistance.
Learnings about substance abuse among adults in downtown Toronto. Intersectionality is crucial. Trauma is common thread. Housing is critical factor. Barriers to healthcare access remain significant. Community-based solutions are essential. Our research shows how factors like race, ethnicity, gender, and socioeconomic status intersects with substance abuse vulnerabilities. It also highlights the prevalence of trauma, including adversities and intimate partner violence among individuals.
In our research on community nursing and substance abuse assessments in Toronto, we have identified several key insights. Substance misuse is complex and involves using various drugs, experiencing negative emotions, and lacking the necessary resources for good health. Nurses need specialized training to help individuals struggling with these issues. Stigma and systemic barriers can worsen drug problems, so nurses should work to address these issues and collaborate with other healthcare professionals. Nurses must approach individuals with kindness and respect, considering their diverse backgrounds. This underscores the importance of the community nurses in Toronto taking a comprehensive approach to addressing substance misuse, including its complexity, societal stigmas, systemic barriers, cultural awareness, and interprofessional collaboration.
Here's what we learned about being community health nurse. Talking nicely and listening are important when working together. It's good to have different people help because they have different ideas. Trusting each other and being ready for changes is important. When we look at the community, we can learn things to help make good decisions. Talking to community members helps us make friends and do a good job. It's important to be friendly and listen to others' ideas. Working together can help us think of new and better ideas. After we look at a community, we can talk about what we learned to do a better job next time.